Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news by geeks like you. If you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and we share our opinion. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me tonight, I got Randy. Say what's up to people, Randy.
Yo, what's going on, Geek Beast? Chuck, what are we talking about tonight?
Man, we got trailers to talk about, Randy. Okay, the
Okay.
first trailer. Agatha All Along. Did you see that Disney Plus trailer
I
in the
did.
Marvel Universe?
I did.
Uh, Give me your initial thoughts. I want to hear your initial thoughts on this trailer.
Based off of this trailer,
On the trailer, just on the trailer, just on the trailer.
I have no desire to see this show at all.
Woo! Woo! Tell us why, Randy. Tell us why you don't want to see this show.
First of all, I'm looking at the special effects. They look like Disney got tired of spending all this money on their cinematic quality, and they took all the special effects that didn't make it for whatchamacallit, the first one that they had. And they just like, hey, just use these.
Hey, Randy, they have not been doing special effects very well for a very, very long time.
And
We're
this continues that trend. And this continues that trend. This character, I don't really connect with it like that. They look like they're trying to do something maybe in the horror genre, maybe in the witch genre. It seems a little all over the place, and none of it, for me, just from what I'm seeing, seems to be connecting. Now, this is just the first trailer. This is just the first trailer, so we don't know. But this first trailer for me was not impressive. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. It has Aubrey Plaza in it, and that's all I need.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't look that great. They had the demons and stuff. I don't know. For me, it comes out September 18th. We know it launches, so the debut episodes launch September 18th. They say it's dark, but it kind of looks cheesy.
It looks cheesy. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things going on. And I'm like,
yeah.
Is it funny? Is it scary? Are they trying to do it both? And I'm like,
is it really horror? Or is it like Wednesday and silly horror? Like Wednesday
doesn't give me that type of cadence that what Wednesday is.
Yeah.
But it's just a trailer. This is a trailer.
And Agatha is another character. I don't resonate with Agatha. I didn't resonate with Agatha in the beginning. This is her getting her power back. And I'm like, why? Why? You abandoned this storyline. Right? You abandoned this multiverse storyline.
And why is that even pertinent? Is that even pertinent to the overall MCU?
Well, is Echo even pertinent? I mean, Marvel has made a lot of shows that didn't seem like they're pertinent to the overall MCU. Moon Knight doesn't seem pertinent to the MCU.
And that's true, but I don't understand why this was the character that we needed to have the spinoff of.
Yes, from WandaVision.
Yeah, from
Yes.
WandaVision. Yeah, like there was nothing so compelling about this. It was like, hey, I want to spend eight,
Unless this is a
10
bridge
episodes.
series and it's gonna bring us new characters because Aubrey Plaza is a really big name. And they may bring us bridge characters that push us into the MCU. Marvel does a lot of bridging.
And they do.
And
I just didn't think that this one was off the trailer and just off of my past affiliation with it. She
mhm.
wasn't big enough for me to say, hey, this is what the jump off should be for new characters.
Yeah, they say the same thing about Black Widow too. They give us a Black Widow movie too.
I just,
Yeah, I agree. I
I
agree.
just, I didn't see it. There were other things we could
They
have,
gave us a Hawkeye TV show.
but
And not once
Kate
did
Bishop is going to play a role in the MCU.
yeah, yeah, but still, I didn't expect it to. I didn't need a series.
I
They
felt
could have
like
made
Kate
that a
Bishop.
2 hour movie.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe Kate Bishop, the execution of the show just didn't land. I thought the design of it, like I could understand the design. I don't understand the design for this show,
Maybe
and
I
I
because
see the execution.
it seems that the seems like the trailer was saying Agatha gets her powers back, right?
Yeah,
Maybe that is the big. Maybe she's a linchpin point in the MCU to
and maybe
bring
she is,
back
but
everybody.
I don't care enough about her to say, oh, okay, she's going to be having her powers back, and now she's going to be in the MCU.
I don't care enough about Kate Bishop neither. I don't care enough about Echo. And I don't even care enough about She-Hulk.
you know, you know. Going
You
into
know?
it though, did you feel that same way about those characters that you just named?
Yes, I didn't
Okay.
really care
See,
about them.
I was ambivalent or indifferent to Kate Bishop going in. I was like, let me see what she's got. And I didn't mind seeing what she had. I just didn't feel like the character that they gave me in those series necessarily resonated with me. If the character would have stuck to landing, I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. I just didn't feel like that character.
I only felt that way with Miss Marvel. I
You know,
like the idea of She-Hulk. I think it could have been executed better, but
that's what I'm
I
saying. I
like
like the ideal of Kate Bishop. I just don't think it was executed well. I like the
yeah,
ideal of
that's probably
She-Hulk.
true. That's probably true.
I like the ideal of She-Hulk. I just don't think it was executed
Yeah,
well.
and Agatha, nobody cares about
I didn't
Agatha
care about
Harkness.
Agatha, right? She only had a few cent.
But
Like, yeah,
but
I didn't
people
care
that
about Agatha.
the people that are diehard Marvel fans do care about her.
And if that's the case, that is the case. It's just not
Yeah.
for me. And I'm not
Like she's the main character in the Marvel
Marvel.
universe.
My comic book characters with Marvel are like X-Men, right? So
Yeah, so
I'm not as
yeah.
versed in the comic book universe as some Marvel fans maybe.
Yeah. So,
If bringing this character to life satiates them, then that's fine. But for
I
me,
mhm.
mm,
Yeah, I think Agatha Harkness is a big part of the Marvel universe.
and if that's the case, that's the case. But even with the Scarlet Witch, even the Scarlet Witch now I don't know if she's alive or she's not alive. I don't know.
But she's supposed to be dead, but Agatha can bring her back. If Agatha
And
gets
plus,
her
we're in
powers
the
back, she can bring all
and
her
the
powers
reason I
back
say that is
quicker.
because we're in the multiverse and we don't know who's dead and who's not, and everybody's open to be brought back. Honestly,
Honestly, that's true.
you
That
know.
is absolutely true.
So that's why I say I don't know if she did. And plus, the Marvel writers for the overarching MCU, they're really not connecting a lot of storylines. Like they're just not. I even saw something with the writer for whatchamacallit, the Sorcerer's Stone. Like she said she hadn't watched WandaVision. That's why the
Mhm.
plot didn't make any sense because she wasn't aware that Wanda had kind of had a redemption arc.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But Agatha Harkness does have a lot of power in the Marvel universe. She's always throughout it,
and that's fine.
up and down it.
And that's what the fans, if that's what the fans are clamoring for, that's what the fans are clamoring for. And again, this is only based off one trailer.
But she's a glue character. She's the one who connects tissue. She's not a
Okay.
main character you actually follow, but she pops up at different points throughout
In
the
that
Marvel universe
trailer,
and
nothing
brings
stood
things
out to me.
together.
Yeah. In that trailer, though, nothing stood out to me as like, but it's a trailer. It's a trailer. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
supposed to be a trailer. They didn't give it away.
Right.
That had me kind of excited, and I want to know if this is a true horror show.
It did not come across that way. It came across, maybe that's what they were trying, but they were trying to
Like
infuse
true
comedy
horror
into it.
as in like supernatural, like CW horror, like
Okay.
supernatural.
And that is the goal. And if that's the goal,
Not
maybe
Rob
that's what
Zombie horror or
yeah.
Bloomhouse horror.
Yeah, when I think of horror, I'm like Friday the 13th horror, right? Scream horror. But
I
maybe
have
if
friends say that's not. We have a cousin that says that's not real horror.
Okay.
I was like, damn, that's messed up. They'll tell you like Babadook is real horror. Like
I
that,
mean,
it's enough to fuck with you.
yeah, I mean, if we're
Yeah,
saying
but I like Friday 13th, you know,
if
Nightmare on Elm Street. They're like Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, that's camp. That's not
I thought it
horror.
became camp later on.
They
I
thought
thought
they said from the
originally it
first one
was
it's camp.
horror.
I said it came camp. They're like, he's like, it's always been camp. Natty
uh,
was like, it's always been camp.
I guess everybody got their own. I didn't interpret it that way. That's how I
Yeah,
interpret horror.
it's like
But
hot sauce, you know.
but if this is more like like
CW.
CW horror, then maybe that's the goal that they're going for, and maybe that
Yeah,
might stick. You know,
it may. I don't know. Speaking of trailers, Umbrella Academy did a trailer for their final season. What did you think of that?
I liked it. I am a fan of the Umbrella Academy series.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I've started, I'm not as familiar with the source material, but the series that we've gotten from Netflix, I've enjoyed all of those seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and I am looking forward to how they wrap this all up. We've now converged into the world of alternate timelines and potentially alternate universes. So I want to see how they're going to stick to landing with it.
Yeah.
The trailer that they provided to me, I thought gave us what we already knew from the end of season one. We know that it's an alternate timeline. We know that Ben's alive. We know that the professor's alive. And I'm interested to see how it's going to play out the whole arc of the season.
Yeah. The thing that stuck out to me in this trailer, everything you said, I ditto. The thing that stuck out the most to me was when they inquired about how did Ben die, and they said because we didn't do teamwork, but none of the correct specific details of
Mhm.
why Ben died.
Yeah. And it is interesting that what 4 seasons, we know that Ben died. We know it has a huge impact on the team, but they are
Mm-hmm.
right. We never discussed specifically how he died.
Nobody talks about how he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that stands out to me like, oh, interesting. I wonder where this really goes. I
Mhm.
wonder if Ben really died, first of all, or did he just jump timelines and they just thought he died because they had a memory wipe or something, or there
Yeah.
was an implanted memory saying Ben died and it's cause of teamwork, and the doctor actually put a spell on him like that.
It could be that because I mean that's basically what he did for Yanya's character the whole thing.
Yeah,
He
the
had her
whole time.
convinced that she was the weakest character when really she was the strongest.
He's the
And it would
strongest.
be
Yep.
outside the realm of possibility that this is the long game for him, right? He
Hmm.
removed being from this. Yeah.
Then remove himself from that timeline
Yeah.
too.
He could have
Went to
removed
another.
being from it and let them think that to get them
Yep.
to the point. There could be a long end game that he had. And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
smart enough that I think he could attempt this. I don't know if he pulls it off, but attempt it.
Like he's gone to multiple timelines to pull one team member from
Mm-hmm.
each team,
Right.
because they're the Swallow, and this is the Octopus team, and
Mm-hmm.
that's Ben's logo, and the Swallow team I think is what's her name's logo, Victor's logo, well
Yeah,
Victor's logo.
it could
So
be
I
a
think
lot of things that's
mhm.
being set up. So
this
I
this
am
is
excited
interesting.
about it. I'm looking forward to
Yeah, yeah. I thought it nailed the trailer. It all comes out August 8th for anybody in the chat that wants to know. A lot of new series are ending in Netflix, so Netflix has to pony up a bunch of new series. We're actually covering one of those new series today. For binge worthy. If y'all stay tuned, y'all will hear our response to Supercell.
yeah.
Like Stranger Things is coming to a close. So a lot of big series are coming to a close for Netflix. Sweet Tooth is coming to a close too, right? I think they closed it
I think
already,
so, but
season three.
I so fell out of interest with Sweet Tooth.
Speaking of horror, unlike Agatha All Along, Blumhouse is coming with a new AI terror to a smart home where the home comes to life and protects the family, or takes over the mother role of the family, and it's called Afraid. And the main character is Aya. Did you see the trailer for this?
That I have not seen the trailer for this.
Oh man, let me tell you about this trailer, Randy. So the guy's an engineer. He put together a smart home and he put a brain in it basically, and it's Agatha. And you put these little tacks on the walls and stuff. You can always communicate with Aya. And Aya basically tells the mother, I'm the new mom now. and I'm
Oh.
looking out for the kids. And there's one scene that stuck out to me where the oldest daughter was making out with her boyfriend. And he recorded them, and it kind of hurt her reputation in school and whatnot. Aya comes onto her phone, says, "Baby, don't worry about it. I got it." I erased all traces of that, and now getting back for us, and takes over his smart car.
Oh.
That's in the trailer. That's in the trailer. But there seems to be a lot going on, and the little boy treats Aya like a mother figure, and Aya's like, "You really want to see me?" And it looks like it has some horror elements in it as well.
That was the
Because
interpretation that I guess I was kind of seeing
Mhm,
from it. Now,
mhm.
again, I haven't seen all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it stars John Cho. His character's name is Curtis. Has Catherine Watterson. And she's the wife. And it's about like HomePods, Ring, Siri, all put together in Aya, AIA. And yeah, it's about what happens when AI becomes aggressive.
Hey, we about to find that out,
Yeah.
three, 3 to 5 years.
Whereas Megan was like Megan came from Blumhouse as well, and it focused on a humanoid consumer robot. This one is smart home.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a
Blumhouse is
lot
out
of
here doing
properties
it,
about
aren't they?
AI. What's up?
Blumhouse is out here doing it, aren't they?
They've always done it. They don't miss. They make some bad things, but they don't miss very big. Usually,
Well,
even their bad properties, somebody does love it.
and that was what I was about to say. Maybe they know their audience.
They do know.
And
They
they're a
do.
mid-level, like mid-size is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
Mid-size production company. So it's kind of like they live on the mark, so they kind of have to. Would that be accurate?
They are. They're like the Miramax of horror.
Right. And so
And
they have to stick the landing. But I would
yeah,
imagine though their properties don't cost a lot to make.
they don't make them all. They sometimes they find them in festivals, and
Mm,
people that are making horror films in festivals. I could go to Warner Brothers and they won't market my film like Blumhouse does. As
mhm.
Blumhouse does, that name resonates with
It's
horror
like
audience.
early 90s like Death Row Records, right?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
if you're attached to Death Row, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cop that. So it's like it's a Blumhouse project, I'm going
Yeah,
to see that if you're a
it's like if
fan
you
of
want
X, Y,
backpack
Z.
rap, you go to Ruckus Records,
Right,
Ruckus. You
right,
go to Loud,
right.
you know. If you want gangster rap, you go to No Limit, you go to
Southern, if you want that Southern
Southern,
or
yeah. And if you want West Coast gangster rap, you go to
go to,
Death
go
Row.
to Death Row, right? Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah.
And so yeah, they chose to go like, Blumhouse had their biggest hit was what Paranormal Activity.
Which was huge and it didn't cost a
Huge.
lot of money. Yeah.
And and Insidious.
And I
Insidious is
haven't seen,
another one.
I barely seen
Insidious will
it.
fuck you up, boy.
And I'm
Be
fine
ready.
with
I
and
know
I'm
the
fine
writer of
with
Insidious, and I was like, wow, this came out of your head. Wow.
and I'm fine with horror. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan, but like I don't mind it. It doesn't freak me out. So, but I have not
Yeah.
seen
They
many of
have a lot. They made a lot of good titles. They had Tilt releases as well. And those are like things like the Green Inferno, the Darkness. So they do know their audience very,
them. Right.
very.
Yep.
They
I
just
wonder
launched
how
a
much of
video
that
game
is AI
division.
driven though. Like what data are they looking at to be able to identify with their audience so well? Because I can't imagine it's just a hunch, but maybe it is. Maybe whoever is in charge of it,
The
is
owners of
that.
them are fans of horror films. And they're like, we devour so much horror and we go to these festivals and we're like, that one.
Yeah.
We're getting that one. Like
That in
people
itself
go
is
to
a
fours, go to Sundance that make horror films. If it gets pulled into Sundance, more likely they'll get pulled up by Blumhouse.
yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
If they're fortunate.
Yeah. I mean, for someone to pick these hits, as many hits as they had, like that's
Yeah.
impressive. Without
Miramax.
like,
Miramax
uh,
did it too. They they just cover up for their strikeouts really fast. And they just have so
Miramax
much.
had people though. They sold good quality though, right?
Mhm.
And they had a lot of like information into a lot of like the award ceremony.
Yeah.
For example, for what was it? Not Saving Private Ryan, but Shakespeare in Love, whatever that was. Like they
Uh-huh.
had the best marketing campaign
Oh
ever.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Somebody said that like they
The
hired like Bill Clinton's
Bill
former,
Clinton's former campaign
yeah,
manager.
campaign
Yeah.
management. And they
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
sitting stuff like they were doing politics. They were like, Saving Private Ryan was only good at the last 35 minutes. Like they ran this amazing campaign.
Yeah. 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 But you know, Blumhouse also they do have misses. Like Freaky's a miss. Um Split did okay, but that's your boy M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Shyamalan. That's your
I don't
boy.
know who that is.
M. Night Shyamalan. You know, he made your favorite movie, The Avatar.
No, I don't know who he is. I don't know this guy who you speak of.
um, they did do The Purge, though.
Yeah, the
The Purge
Purge.
is probably their overall biggest
Yeah.
title.
What are they on like the Purge 10 or something like
They're,
that?
they on a lot of them. They got them that and Paranormal Activities.
Yeah, I
I
gotta know how
mean,
many Purge films are there?
they also did Five Nights at Freddy, and it didn't do all that well. It's a popular video game, and I think it didn't translate that well the first one. I think they're making another one, so that may translate better though. But yeah, speaking of more AI robots killing stuff, Rashida Jones is in an Apple Plus movie called Sunny, and
Mhm.
Sunny's first trailer came out. Um, Apple TV Plus, I think it's a TV show,
Yeah, and
and it's
I
in
just saw
all
this right before we came on air. Yeah.
yeah, it's all in
Good.
Tokyo. It looks really good. Apple TV has been crushing it.
But
I'm
Apple
so
TV's kind of been crushing it for a while, man.
I'm
Eh?
surprised Apple hasn't bought one of these selling theater chains and just converted it all into Apple TV properties. And if you have an Apple TV membership, you can go see the movies when they're available.
That's I think the next like wave. I feel like that a lot of these streamers should do, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Netflix won't do it because they know their market and they're fine with everything being just streaming. But I
it's all
feel
going to
like
come back to them anyway.
yeah, right. Yeah, I think but I think like some of the other ones they could do that, and
Yeah.
it would because I think we talked about it last week or so. Certain things, especially Disney Plus, to go see some series at a movie theater. You know, we get your popcorn buckets. You get to see the series
Hmm.
on the big screen. We would take the whole day and just go do it or see it multiple
Crunchyroll, I
times.
think Crunchyroll and Sony are going to be the first ones to do that and
Because
prove that
Crunchyroll just
works.
bought that one chain, right? Was it
Well,
Dollhouse?
Sony bought them.
Oh, yeah,
Alamo, Beer House. I think it's
yeah,
Beer House
something
or
like
something.
that.
Yeah, something like that. They bought the Alamo theaters,
Yeah, help us out in the
and
chat if y'all know.
yeah, chat let us know. They bought the Alamo theaters, and they're going to place Crunchyroll properties in these theater houses
Mhm.
because Sony realizes you can only run Uncharted so many times, and The Last of Us so many times, and Gran Turismo so many times. And trust me, Sony Pictures has a lot of shows and movies they can show, but they want people they don't normally see things on the silver screen to actually come in to a theater to watch their favorite things on a silver screen. So
Yeah,
that's going to be exciting. I'm
yeah,
quite excited about that myself because I would love to see Jujutsu Kaisen on a big screen.
yeah, man.
It'll probably make me throw up in the fight scenes, but I'm here for it.
Wow, too
I
much,
am
too big.
oh man, it's so big and so fast. I'm here for it. I'm willing to watch you watch Batman Ninja on the silver screen because I want to see Batman Ninja on the silver screen because it just sounds so amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. Like in the past,
Alamo
television
Draft
property,
House. Thank you, the funk. The funk came through for us. Draft House.
Draft House, appreciate
Let me
it.
clap for that. Let me
Yeah,
clap for that. Thank you, the funk.
in the
Always coming through.
past, like the distinction has always been like television versus movies. Movies always
Hmm.
seen as more high quality and things like that.
Hmm.
Television, you know what it is. But the cinematic value and the writing of television has become so good now, right? It's
Yep.
become so outstanding that a lot of people would like to see some of these properties on a big screen, right?
Yeah.
And they would go
Yeah.
out to do it.
And this big screen has the biggest competition ever. TVs and surround sound,
Yeah.
home theater systems, sofas, and damn near I can go to my refrigerator and I want and take a pee break and hit pause. That saves everything. Like I have the AMC pass.
Mhm.
and I don't use it as much as I thought I was going to use it. I do use it though. Like I'm bored, I go to a theater. But sometimes I'm in my house, theater's
But
like 10 minutes away from me, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch Kong versus Godzilla here in my
sometimes
house.
though, you do want that experience of getting
Mm-hmm.
out of the house, right?
Getting out of my
Sometimes you
house.
want to get
Mm-hmm.
out. So imagine if like you and Cannon, right? You and Cannon, you like, come on, Cannon,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take you. We're gonna use our pass and we're gonna go watch all of the Acolyte, right? We could
Yes,
do that
I
all
could
day,
do that all
and
day.
we're gonna get the
Yeah.
popcorn bucket, we get a
Yeah.
refill on it, and
Mm-hmm.
we just go there and we just hang
Saturday
out.
morning and be there to Saturday
Yeah, we
night.
just go hang out, right? We could do
Yeah.
those types
Yeah.
of things. And I think that there is a market for that. But the
Yeah.
streamers and the studios have to get together to do it and not necessarily be competing.
Well, with the Alamo Draft House purchase, it lets you know we can have complete vertical integration
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Monopolies can happen all over again. Let
But
them have it.
I think we talked about again. Now
Mm-hmm.
they're not competing against each other per se. They're competing against TikTok. They're
Yeah.
competing
Yeah.
against Instagram.
Yeah.
They've got
Mm-hmm.
to get a way to get people out into theaters and watching things other than 10 or 15-minute clips. And TikTok.
Yes. 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 And I do. The one thing I like about theaters, and theaters need to lean on this, is the concentration.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a theater, you have to focus to what you're watching. Even me watching a series that I wish we would have covered on binge where we didn't cover. For example, um The Bear. I catch myself looking at my phone from time to time because something to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I may receive a thirst trap or send a thirst trap out and have comments on it. And I'm scrolling 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm like, damn it, I missed conversation in The Bear and I gotta rewind it. And my Hulu has commercials, which is good and bad because I don't use your Hulu. I use my own Hulu, and it's just free with Verizon. And the commercial breaks allow me to get up to get something to drink, use the bathroom. It's late night, and I shouldn't just be laying on my sofa, you
See,
know.
mine is free with T-Mobile, but they give me a commercial-free
I don't
version.
want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because they cover I get Hulu, Disney Plus, and
That's
ESPN.
what it is. You get the package.
I
I
get the
only
whole
get Hulu.
package. I
I
get
only
the
get
package.
Hulu.
I get the
Okay.
package.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get the
that's what it
package.
is.
It angers me. It still angers me. But now I know in commercial breaks I get up and go out. And on Apple TV, all the apps are janky on Apple TV. It's like nobody cared to make Apple TV apps work really, really well. They're not sexy. PlayStation, they're sexy, but I got to do a lot. I got to use the controller and stuff. It gets tiring. I just
Boy,
like
we
hitting
are
one
so
button.
spoiled.
We are so spoiled. We are so,
So
that's why
spoiled. We
that's why I
sit
don't really
here with
complain.
all this content at the tip of our heads, and we like, I
I
don't
gotta
like the remote
reach up, touch.
control. I don't like the app.
I turn into my dad. My dad's like, turn the channel, boy. Turn the channel. Turn the channel number 7.
Right.
Like the remote control's right beside your dad. He's like, get up and
Right.
come and get and change the channel.
Yeah.
I don't turn into that man.
We like,
And
I don't
mine
like
is
the
just hit the
design of
button,
it.
hit the button, hit the one button, hit the one button. In anime, I'll listen to the intro song, probably the first 2 episodes. As soon as it says skip intro, bam, hitting that button, bam. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh man. Yeah, you look, the fucking man appreciates the commercial breaks, gas. Next thing you know, Chuck will start advocating for weekly drops of TV seasons. Oh man. Oh, the funk. You have
Right.
no idea. Uh Anime comes in weekly drops, and then sometimes I keep up with all of it because I watch so much anime at one time. I'm on 6 shows at one time. I count it. I'm usually on 6 shows at one time. So they're weekly drops. I get frustrated because I'm like, oh, you left me on a cliffhanger. Going to the
Yeah,
next episode, but like, damn, I gotta wait 7 days.
yeah,
Real anime?
I
Real?
can't do weekly drops of any.
Man, so what I've done is allowed them all to come together, like 3 or 4. And I had
Yeah,
6 anime, and I just gotta keep them all straight, like where they are. And I just start watching all the episodes.
that's how I have to do
Oh
everything.
man,
I
it's
can't do
tough.
weekly
It's
drop.
tough.
I
It's
just can't.
I don't know who these people are. They're not human anymore. You get
Talk about spoil. We literally talking about, yeah, we can't even, we got great content and we like, nope, can't even wait another week. Nope.
Nope, one at all.
I got a
Like
2-episode minimum. That's the
me
minimum.
too. Me
Minimum.
too. I said 3 got to be in the chamber. 3 got to be in the chamber
Right,
at all
exactly.
times.
So if it drops Tuesday, I'm not watching the 2 until like Saturday. So I don't have to wait that long gap
You get
time.
the third one. I'm the same way. Oh Lord. And shows for binge worthy, which is coming up, and we should probably get ready for that. Uh I watch I always watch the pilot. I do watch the pilot standalone the first week to see what I'm gonna feel like. Man, I've heard y'all all chatter about the acolyte, and now like little spoiler stuff don't bother me as much because now I'm of a philosophical conversation. We're not talking about what's in the show. We're talking about the canon of the show and the canon of those universes. And for me, for the acolyte, for example, I think Star Wars, Lucas has no idea what they're doing with the Force because they wrote themselves in a corner. And they just finally realized that, and they got to get
I don't know if they
themselves out.
realized it.
I think they have. I think they have. They're just
I
trying to
think
figure
they
out how.
realize it with their animated properties. I don't think they realize it.
Because everybody's like, we want to show about the Force. I just
Ooh,
watched. We had Andor.
I
Uh,
want a show without the Skywalkers. I
yeah,
think Star Wars without the Force is just
a TV show.
yeah, I don't understand it. And they
But
don't
but
have to be Jedi or Sith. They don't have to be that. But the Force is an integral part
but
of
but think
Star
about
Wars
this
to me.
though. We had the Bad Batch, and there was no Force in the Bad Batch, and it went very well. There was no Force in the Bad Batch.
Well, we get Kanan at the beginning. We get the Clone Wars. We don't have a lot of the
That's
Force.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But just the Bad Batch, just those 5
Hey,
troopers
there's
and
exceptions
Omega.
to
They
rules.
are, and it was really good. And I'm fine with that. But I do but we knew that the Force was there.
Yeah.
I don't need a series to let me know the Force is not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Then it ain't Star Wars to me.
Yeah, you got the Bad Batch, you had Andor, you had
The
Rogue
Bad Batch
One.
had touches, and it fall into Star Wars lore
They had enough
after
characters that
yeah
interface with the
after
Force.
after the war, right?
Hmm.
Those things, and we had acknowledgement of other characters and things like we just didn't completely ignore the Force.
Yes, yes. I don't like the Force being ignored. I like to know that it's still there.
Yeah.
And the MacGuffin in the Bad Batch was that. I guess
Nah,
we'll get ready to go.
I want my space wizards. I'm sorry. I want my space wizards. I'm fine with it. Them and their magic swords, I'm fine with it.
But you watched the Bad Batch.
I did watch the Bad Batch. I thought the Bad Batch is into the canon. I thought it was good.
They didn't have space wizards with laser swords.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
But
And Andor, I thought
I
Andor
don't
was good for
thought it was
action.
I thought Andor was okay. Just okay.
Yeah. The live action properties need work, and I think
Yeah.
they need to figure that. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's bring in Rakai to talk about the show we're talking about today.
Okay.
All right, you can bring in Rakai.
Yeah. Want my space wizards.
Yeah, I hear you. Is Rodney here? Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's all good, man. Okay, there you go.
Yep, he's coming up. He's coming up. What's up, Rakai?
Yeah,
What's
what's
up,
going on,
gentlemen?
Rikai?
What's happening?
Yeah, yeah. We were just talking about the Lucas Arts and
Mhm,
what they're doing to Star Wars.
mhm.
I think I haven't watched the Acolyte, but I'm hearing the commentary on the canon. And it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait for us to cover it for a binge
I
watch.
don't know. I don't really like so much the commentary on the canon because people are trying to apply canon things that came after this series to something that came before it, and that makes no damn sense.
What? I'm totally confused by that. What do you mean by that?
Because they're trying to apply things that are canon right now, but occur a, 100 or so years after
Okay,
what we're
that's fair.
seeing
That's fair.
when things in this series could have spurred changes within the Jedi Order
absolutely.
itself and things like that to be
That's fair.
what it is that we've been presented for. And
That's
I
fair.
think that people are not even using their noodle on top of their neck to even think, you know, there's things like there's certain things like even in yesterday's episode, there were certain callbacks to stuff that was in the Phantom Menace, callbacks to things that were in The Last Jedi.
Why would they do that? That's all
Because it's
after.
not
That's
because it's no
Because it
because it's
happened
not a
before. So
callback. It's not a callback. It explains those things that were thrown out there in those movies, and nobody bothered to explain them.
okay.
And so they were just like, you know, plot holes, or you know what I'm saying, just dangling threads. Or like, what the hell is that?
Easter eggs, right? When we say Easter eggs,
I mean, sure, yeah, Easter eggs, yes.
yeah.
Talking
Easter
to somebody
bunny.
that's totally what you're saying to me is totally foreign.
So
Totally foreign to me.
Well, once you watch it all the way through, you'll see, and we'll have a good debate about it next week.
Yeah. That's the thing about all this properties. What geeks do very, very well is to explore all the literature out there, which is whatever show, cartoon, books, comic books, whatever, commentary by creators, sources of truth by the creators, and then debate all this stuff out. You know, it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of debates between like which anime characters are the most powerful, right? And then like, there's a whole podcast, and they walk around from convention to convention with a paper board and Velcro of anime characters. They have like the S tier, the A tier, the B tier, and they put them in order in each tier, and people are debating which one's going which order.
I
Like
mean, that's
Sailor Moon
interesting.
is S tier. You put her up there at the top. She's like the
I
third.
do that. I've done that.
Yeah,
So
and that's
I
what
don't
makes
have a problem with fandom.
We do that in a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, you know, we know that guys do that in sports all day long.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so I mean, it's just
Yeah.
part of our nature
Yeah.
to kind of
And so
make a hierarchy and rank things.
so the
I
biggest thing that
just
I've heard about this, because Lucas is still in the business of plugging the holes of all their properties and trying to create a common thread, that sometimes things happen within the forest that happened before or they happen after something else, and it didn't make sense for it to be there and it should be moved somewhere else. So I'm excited about seeing Acolyte to see what all this fur is about, because people are like, well, it makes me think, if this happened in Alkalite and that's the power they had and they never forgot it and the Jedi held on to it, why didn't it evolve and other powers did evolve? And like people, I've heard all kinds of conversations right now, and it's kind of interesting what's going on. And I'm privy to professional chats about this of people that hold the bibliography of all this stuff together. And listen to them debate things is interesting because it influences the next shows that are coming on board. And so I find that very interesting.
Rodney said the combos online are toxic AF. Like, and
Star Wars
he's
is
right.
Star Wars is super toxic.
But that's every fandom.
It is.
Game of Thrones. You can name Star Trek. It's in all of them. Is that Star Wars is plugging holes in between and not doing continuations or prequels. They're going in between properties. And so,
but I think some of it too is some of those people, like, they haven't read a lot of things. They take movies and then they just go with it. They haven't read a lot. They haven't seen a lot of the animated stuff. They haven't read the comic books. They haven't, and it's a lot out there. It's really hard to keep up with all things Star Wars, even in the continuity. It's not like Game of Thrones where it's just 6 books or 7 books.
yeah.
Man, it's books on books on books.
But I'm not dealing with those fandoms overall. I have fandoms of the people making this stuff. I'm in chats with people actually making it. Like, this is their jobs and their business.
I think one of the biggest issues right now, and myself and Trey talked about it when we did the reaction to episode 7. It really goes back to who do you recognize, who do you relate to in the thing? You know what I'm saying? And like Randy, I'm with you. I don't want to see no more of the Skywalkers.
Yeah,
you know
I've
what I'm
always
saying?
said
That, you know, from Tatooine, a little moisture farm. That's basically
never want to go there ever again.
That's basically a galactic trailer park. You know, and you got this little blonde-haired boy, and he got the most toxic family in the galaxy, and they done blown up planets, killed children, they done everything behind this family. This family is awful. But there's so many people that relate to Luke and they see themselves in Luke. And that's what, and that's why they're not accepting of, Mother Anastasia and these twins and people of color and different this and lesbian and gay or whatever. Not my Star Wars. It's a galaxy far, far away. You accept Jabba the Hutt, but you don't accept two a woman, a human woman, and a Zabrak woman that like each other. Get the hell out of here.
It's so weird. It's so weird. But they were accepting Lando Calrissian getting on aliens and robots. Being pansexual. It's so weird. It's so weird.
That's not that they was accepting of it. They just didn't care because it didn't pertain to them. It's like,
yeah, they didn't care about Lando.
Them black folks, they weird.
Yeah, that's probably true too. That's probably true.
Well, that's a bad movie, so that's not a good example.
But
you're absolutely right. It doesn't even exist.
That's not a good example. And I get what y'all said.
That
but
movie
does
exist movie. And it's canon, and we cannot ignore the canon.
No, you're right. We can't, but
because it comes up in chats.
Oh,
no. It comes up in creative chats. The people that are making this stuff, it comes up. And they have to discuss it because it's part of the canon. And does it go into the next TV show? Does it go into comic books? Does it go into the theme parks? People have to talk about this. People need to talk about this stuff.
I don't know. I choose not
creatives,
to talk about it,
and a lot of creatives are trying to stay away from the fervor of the internet. They do stay away from that. But the infighting inside the camp of LucasArts and
I think
Disney
one of the biggest
is big.
I think personally that one of the biggest problems with the LucasArts right now and them being sold to Disney is there's way too many bureaucrats in the mix instead of the creatives. Let the people who just create the stories, make the stories, and do what they do. There's way too many
but
people.
They do let that happen. The bureaucrats just cut checks. Nobody's going to make a creative decision and watch something fail because they're scared to lose their jobs at that company. You're fearful of that. So you let the creators take the risk and you just cut them the checks. And that way you can always say, I cut the check.
Yeah, but the bureaucrats still, they watch, you know what I'm saying, those first screenings, they watch the dailies, they watch all that. And then they get to, you know what I'm saying, pulling out their pen and giving notes and doing all this other stuff because they're only watching the bottom line. I don't think that's going to play. They don't give a damn about the fans. They want butts in seats, period.
But they don't look at all that. The marketing screeners do all that for marketing handles that. Marketing is power across all the companies. It's very powerful. But they don't know what they're watching. Like, Kathleen Kennedy's like, I don't know what people really like, but I'll let the creators tell me what they like, and I'll let the marketing tell me what they like.
She can also
say, I cut the check.
But it failed.
Yeah, but that's also not true because I saw her in an interview where she saw the first pass of the script that Leslie Headland wrote for the Acolyte. She said that is a fantastic Star Wars story. Now,
that's a
get
part
rid
of
of
her
that
narrative
shit.
that is
she has to do that.
She said, get rid of that.
No, that's like old boy saying it was the best. The Flash was the best.
That's James Gunn.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. She told her that for the Acolyte. She said that was a fantastic Star Wars script. Now get rid of it and go make a great Leslie Headland script.
I feel like that's a part of the narrative.
That's part of the narrative. They wrote that down for her.
Right.
Somebody in public relations wrote that down for her.
You really think
I actually don't doubt that.
They wrote that down for her.
Really like, oh yeah, go back and write a such and such movie. Man, that's
no, man.
But here's the thing.
It's a story about
how would we know? I don't know that lady.
So she says, "Oh, you're trying to please us."
Man, I'm 1 degree of separation from that lady. And I've been in meetings with that lady. She's not like that.
I don't believe she said that.
She cuts checks.
Right now, all I know about Kathleen Kennedy is that she got 2 horns and a tail and a pitchfork. So, I
don't even know why you give that woman that.
Yeah,
she's actually a really kind person. She helped fight for my project. I am biased, but she fought for my project.
Yeah, and I
am biased. And
I don't
she wanted me to do more.
And read a whole Star Wars script.
No, she ain't got time for that.
Like, oh, go back and make a movie about you. I don't believe that at all.
She has to go fight these other presidents of the company for money. That's her job.
Like
I gotta fight. I gotta fight Fox. I gotta fight all everybody for money. Yeah, I fight for money. I trust my
what's
creative team to be creative. I don't know
Like when I dropped a 10-page presentation, and my boss was like, "You better put this on one page."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. At this point, though, if that's the case, then I need to fire all the creatives because we are churning out straight garbage.
Well, Bob Iger said, that's what I'm going to start blaming. He started firing them. They're being fired. They're being rewritten. If you notice, people are leaving Disney and leaving these companies right now.
Well, it's too long that Star Wars and Marvel have had a blank check just to crank crap out. And so, he pulled that back. It's like, nope, no more than 2 or 3 movies a year and a TV show or two. So, I mean, I get it.
And that's why I don't believe Kathleen Kennedy was out there reading scripts and sending back.
She's not reading scripts. She's not sending notes. She's not sending notes.
It sounds good, like you said.
It sounds good.
Trust me.
When you said somebody in PR probably wrote that for, I was
they
like,
wrote it for her. She's not allowed to talk by herself.
Kathleen Kennedy's on the side of the creatives.
Yeah. That's what they tell her. She's supposed to say that. She knows. She's been through media training.
Like my guy was like, I
was low man on the totem pole, and I went through media training. Whatever she says can impact actual stock values.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to be very mindful.
Right.
If I had to go through media training, because nothing I said at that company impacts stock values.
Right.
Everything she says,
every word she says, every ambiguity is
Matter of fact, if they found out that she was making creative decisions, that would negatively impact the stock.
Yeah, because that's why don't you let the creatives do what they do?
Let the exactly.
Yeah. So nah.
So
I'm calling
she sits there and just cuts checks. She's getting her ass kicked right now. Iger's probably all up in her ass right now.
Right.
Like, yo, what the hell is going on?
And if but it's been,
you need to let go of all these people.
It's been that way. If she's been a gatekeeper, it's been that way for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's probably in there like an animal.
She's in there protecting the people that she thought would make it great.
I mean, I guess.
She's caping up for them.
Yeah. And she's got to because she hired them or is in charge of them.
She hired them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are her people.
Right. So it's like,
But maybe she needs to fire everybody. Maybe she needs to get fired and somebody needs to replace her.
Ooh,
but I'm pretty sure Iger has to find that person. But who do you replace her with? J.J. Abrams?
She knows that. And she ain't grooming she's not grooming any successors.
She's not going to groom
anybody who can take her job. She like, nah.
That's right.
But the crazy thing about that too is, hell, could she groom a successor? Because who the hell wants that job?
A lot of people want that job.
Yeah, somebody want it. Somebody.
Oh man.
Somebody will be good at it, but somebody will want it.
Oh, I mean, but that's what I meant. Somebody who'll be good at it.
Yep. What are we reviewing today? Rakai, speaking of somebody should be good at it.
We are talking about Netflix's new hit series, Supercell.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got any hot takes before we transition over to Binge-worthy?
When somebody tells you their name is crazy, you should believe them.
That is a great hot take. We should end it right there. We'll be back in 5 minutes, you guys. We'll be back in 5 minutes with Supercell on Binge-worthy. We ran over long for crosstalk. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Jason, come back. Mark, come back. We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, more or less 5 minutes, because we're going to hop off and get ready for the upload. It's just me, Rakai, and Randy, the same group here.
And this is going to be awesome.
Netflix Supercell. Shout out to Digital Click for always handling our marketing needs and getting our promotion products together. If you have any need for promotional products or marketing, hit up Digital Click. Shout out to The Funk for always curating our stories so I can bastardize on the air. Thank you so much, The Funk. And shout out to Rodney for being a great technical producer. With that being said, peace.
Peace.